The sun slowly rose over the small town of Calvary, and its citizens began to awaken to another day. Little did they know, their peaceful lives were about to be forever changed. It had been a week since the strange girl had arrived in town. She was a young woman, barely in her 20s, with dark hair and eyes that seemed to have seen too much. The locals had been wary of her, and the rumors of her being possessed by a demon had spread quickly. At first, everyone had hoped the rumors were false, but as the days passed, the girl's behavior grew more and more erratic. She would go into fits of rage, screaming and smashing things, and then would suddenly go completely still, as if she were in a trance. Finally, the townspeople had had enough. They decided to call in an exorcist to rid the town of the demon. The exorcist was a tall, imposing figure, with a voice that seemed to echo through the town. He arrived with several assistants, and they quickly set up their equipment in the town square. The exorcist began by calling out to the demon, challenging it to show itself. For a few moments, nothing happened, and then suddenly the girl began to convulse. Her eyes rolled back in her head, and her body began to shake uncontrollably. The exorcist stepped forward, demanding that the demon leave the girl's body. He began to chant in a strange language, and the girl's body thrashed about. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the exorcist shouted out a final command, and the girl collapsed to the ground. The townspeople breathed a collective sigh of relief, but their relief was short-lived. The girl began to stir, and as she did, a dark figure began to emerge from her body. It was a tall, dark-skinned figure with horns on its head and red eyes that seemed to burn with hatred. The townspeople gasped in horror as the figure slowly rose up, its wings extending outwards. It let out a deep, guttural laugh as it surveyed the crowd, and then it began to speak in a cold, raspy voice. "I am Legion," it said. "I have come to take this town, and all the souls within it. None of you will escape my wrath." The exorcist stepped forward, his face a mask of determination. He began to chant again, and this time he was joined by the townspeople. As the exorcism ritual continued, the figure began to shrink, and soon it was nothing more than a small, harmless puff of smoke. The townspeople cheered, and the girl was taken away to be treated for her ordeal. The exorcist left as well, but not before warning the townspeople to never forget what had happened. The town of Calvary never forgot. The people of the town became more vigilant, and strange events were never ignored. They also began to practice rituals of protection, and the townspeople were able to live in relative peace. But the incident was never forgotten, and it was always remembered as the time when a demon was exorcised from a young girl in the town of Calvary. What is your worst nightmare or scariest horror story that you would like to hear? Comment down below, and I will make your dream come true. See you on the next episode, it might be your story. Thanks for watching.